Brendan Kirby here, back with Mike Bottaro. And Mike, we've learned so much about what it is you do, philosophy, what your team means to you, the culture that you've created. But let's talk about why personal injury law is so important, because it just is, isn't it?
Personal injury law is important because it attempts to solve a societal problem, which is when somebody in our society acts carelessly, sometime with intent, sometime without intent, and hurts somebody else. How do we resolve that problem? And I think at its best, personal injury law helps people who are injured through no fault of their own somehow get some part of justice to try to get back to where they were before this lousy thing happened.
And it's life. It's everyday life. Things are going to happen, aren't they? We can't ignore the fact that things are going to happen.
Yeah. And I also think that personal injury law is important because it keeps these corporate giants on their toes and somewhat responsible when we can bring a case and we can actually get their attention.
You know, I don't want to make this about me, but yesterday afternoon I stubbed my toe. Any chance you could help with that?
We have had stub your toe calls before. So one of the great things working for a personal injury firm is you get to work with every part of society. When everybody gets hurt.
Right.
Who doesn't know somebody who has not been in a car accident, who has not had a work injury? We all have neck and back injuries, right? So we get, as you can imagine, a number of phone calls a month, and we only take about 17% of all the folks that contact us, and some of them, Brandon, believe it or not, are close calls, but we're not going to take the case.
And you need to be able to identify in which cases you're going to proceed and which ones you are not. And I know, look, I'm the king of jokes. I love laughing and being silly, and I am Kirby the Klutz. I've had every injury known to man. But at the same time, there is a seriousness in all of this, and you take it seriously.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And listening and figuring out what to do. Let's talk about what it means and what it's like to work at your firm. You know, we've learned so much from you. I know your personality so well. You have, as my grandmother used to say, a nice disposition about you and a good personality. But that's what it's about. Working at your firm, I would presume, is going to be a rewarding experience for all.
I would like to think, we hope, as leaders, that folks that work at our firm feel a connection, and that they feel a connection with our shared mission and purpose of helping regular people in our community get through a lousy time in their life, and that they feel a shared connection with helping each other, being great teammates, helping grow each other, helping to teach each other and learn from each other, and then that we're very intentional about then helping with our community, and that they have a belief and a shared value in that as well.
And also, you want to create an environment where people are proud. You want them to be excited to come to work every day in a positive way. It's not going to be, hey, just do this, do that. There's no coldness here. There's a general sense of community.
We hope that when people are working at our firm that they feel excited to come to work every day. Some days, okay, not 100%, Brendan. I don't know about you, but I'm not quite at 100% with that. But most of the time, you're excited because you have a passion for what you do, right?
I'm guessing that you're always...
You telling bad jokes and,
I'm the king, but I get the impression that you're always at least 77.7%.
I've been told by my daughter that I'm very high energy and I'm very eccentric.
No.
Yes, high energy and eccentric. I don't know.
Really, though, I think sometimes the most passionate people are a bit eccentric. I know I am. There's a creativity switch. There's an eccentricity switch. These things are all connected, and they help you guys function and thrive on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, 100%. There's no question about that.
Let's talk a little bit about the litigation department. Really, for some people who aren't familiar, for those who may want to come join you, what is that like?
Many folks would be surprised to find out that we actually have more cases in Superior Court filed right now than I believe virtually any civil personal injury firm or any civil litigation firm in the state of Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. As far as I understand, we are very aggressive and we're very proud of our trial advocacy.
And when people hear the word litigation, I would think, Mike, sometimes, and rightfully so, for people who are not within this world, maybe it might have a negative connotation to someone from the outside, but from the inside, from your perspective, Can you speak a little bit about really what that means or what the takeaway might be for someone who's going to come work with you?
Litigation, in short, means that we're going to file a lawsuit in this situation. And we're going to go into the court system. And as one of my mentors says, we're going to litigate this bitch.
Hold for editing.
No, but, our clients are never excited to have an injury. They're never excited to have a lawyer, need a lawyer. They're never excited to have to go to court, go into the court system. But I think it's important for them to know and feel that they are with a law firm that relishes a fight, relishes going to court, relishes kicking the insurance company's butt, and that's who we are.
And you need to have that. You need to have someone on your team who's advocating for you. And you want them to feel like they're part of your team as well, because they really are, aren't they?
The clients are really what it's all about. And telling their story as a trial lawyer, having the honor and the privilege to represent somebody who is injured, there's not a lot of lawyers or law firms that can do this with the skill that we aspire to. There's a lot of law firms that will take a personal injury case when you find out, oh, they do a lot of real estate closings. Oh, they write a lot of wills. Okay, that's real interesting. But how are you staying up on the cutting edge of personal injury? How are you getting great at your craft if you're a generalist and I'm calling a heart doctor, cardiologist for a foot problem that a podiatrist should be treating?
Right, that's so...
You like that?
I do.
Cardiologist to podiatrist?
I like that you've made that distinction, though, because it is so crucial that people know they're getting the best of the best. That's why I'm counting on you to handle my tattoo removal lawsuit. Do you mind? Imagine spelling Metallica with 2 T's.
That's not right, people. That's not right. So wrong.
Thanks, Mike.
We probably wouldn't take that case.
Tell me what you